Welcome to today's LinkedIn Live session. I'm Ana Burica. I will be your moderator for today. Thank you for joining us as actually we explore deeper how telecom operators around the world under pressure to generate new revenues and grow in general can move beyond the legacy hurdles like complex activations, silo data, as well as missed opportunities for cross-sell and upsell. So today we will be exploring how AI, in particular conversational AI, can revolutionize field service operations, integrate seamlessly with existing OSS systems, and drive new revenue streams. But before we begin, let me introduce you to a few housekeeping notes. So we'll have a Q&A session in the end of this LinkedIn Live. So please drop your questions in the chat throughout the session anytime you feel like, and we will pick them up in the end of the session and give you the answers. And you will notice a QR code on the left part of your screen. If you scan it, it will lead you to a place where you can reach out for some demos, additional questions, or any type of follow-ups you might be interested in after this session. So with that in mind, let's jump into the heart of our discussion. So how to start? Maybe stating, I would say, the obvious. So we often hear about AI, about Gen AI, about rich messaging channels being used in more or less customer-facing use cases. So marketing, support, commerce, and similar. So we call them in the telco world typical or BSS scenarios. Today, we will be focusing on something different and in a way very innovative, and my guests will explain a bit later in more details. So how can conversational AI actually help drive new revenue by addressing the operational backbone of telecoms? So think network operations, field service activations. So that's where we actually see tremendous potential for growth as well as efficiency gains. So when it comes to pain points or challenges, which is always a starting point for us to think about use cases that we could bring to the table. We see four things more or less as dominant patterns. So inefficient service activations, so slower processes, complex, more fragmented. I already mentioned missed cross-sell and upsell opportunities. So we all know how actually hard it is to sell, and whatever can make us more contextual and more ready to cross-sell and upsell in certain situations is a pure innovation in these days, and we will talk about it a bit later. Fragmented journeys, disconnected systems. Telcos are complex enterprises, so it's something that's always a topic, and obviously ever rising operational costs. So manual processes, call center loads, and similar. So what if there is a straightforward solution that actually tackles not only revenue obstacles, but everyday operational challenges and bring some new opportunities across OSS spectrum? That's the solution we will be talking about today. And conversational AI applied to OSS can really do miracles in that sense. And we'll show you a specific use case called Technician as a Salesman, initially showcased through the TM Forum Catalyst program with my guests participating here, so to bring this to life. But there are many more scenarios that we can discuss in order to use this technology across OSS spectrum. So let's take a look first at this short video highlighting our Technician as a Salesman use case, and then we'll jump in the discussion with my guests. Okay. So I think we are more than ready to introduce our guest panelists today. These are the experts who brought this innovation to life. So first with me, Slobodan Matanovic, Head of Service Design and Management at the A1. Bernard Kovac, Executive Director of Customer Business Success Management at GDI, and Mirza Hadjic, Sales Director for Europe in Infobip. Please, fellows, if I can ask for a few sentences of introduction from each one of you before we start with the questions, that will be amazing. Slobodan, maybe you can start.
Thank you, Anna. Like I said, from A1 Croatia, Head of Service Design and Management, Department of TSO, Technology Service Operations, deeply involved with the technicians, dispatchers, all the on-field activities, as well as OSS, BSS behind it, and all the devices and educations within it. And I think I have a pretty good overview in this field operations side, as well as connection to this OSS, BSS side, and talking to the real customers, real technicians, real people working with our systems and finding a better way to use them, especially with conversational AI and everything that current and future technologies offer us.
Thank you, Slobodan. Bernard, a few sentences from your side.
Yes, hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Bernard Kovac. I'm currently acting as a Director of Customer Business Success Management in GDI Ensemble Global. I'm over 10 years in this telco OSS business, from business analysis development over to head of product development. And now I'm one of the founders of this idea and the use case that was prepared and showcased on the last year's TMF DTW in Copenhagen.
Thank you, Bernard. And Mirza, what about you?
So from my side, I'm in Infobip like 6th year for now, leading enterprise sales revenue organization across the European region, where we are covering 42 countries with our teams. With the fact that we are coming from technology company providing communication services, we are together with our partners like GDI and partner clients, A1, really focused in the market, like bringing closer consumers to the brands when it comes consumer communications and interactions, in order to provide better CX experience, but also to provide more faster like services from the brands towards the consumers in 24/7 regime.
Thank you, Mirza. Thank you for these introductions. I think they're kind of actually a good way to start with our discussion. So let me ask Slobodan first. When it comes to use cases like the one we just saw, a technician as a salesman, what does a use case like this bring to telcos? Which challenge do you see this use case addresses from A1's perspective, having in mind what you said, your deep involvement with the field operations and OSS BSS systems?
Yes, well, Anna, it's always a matter of supply and demand, you know. We can always supply technicians, the customers, with the services we think that are great, and we can offer them whatever we want, but demand comes from their side. And what we have seen on the field, technicians, this is the largest base of people coming to your homes from the telco side, not a salesperson, not anybody else. Go into their houses and do the installations, do the fix, and give them suggestions. It's like, let's say, a car mechanic for your car. Who are you going to listen to if not car mechanic when it comes to solution for your car, right? That's the same for the telecommunication part. When the technician is in your home and he gives you a suggestion, you are more willing to listen to him because, you know, he's the expert. He sees the on field, what is going on. Or when you see him on the street, when we're talking about network marketing, doing the cabling and digging, you see that somebody who is doing it, you ask about the service. Well, what we have seen as an issue there, they are not salesmen. They do not sell. They do not want to sell. They don't need to sell because they are doing their job. But they have the first touch with the customer, and they can give them the best information live and convince them whether they want to do it or not. They can convince them to take the service with only their suggestion and their opinion. But what comes as an issue there is this manual process. Okay, I'll give you a number from somebody, I'll send you to the web shop, we will try that, give us your lead, we'll do it. You lost most of your customers there, because they want to resolve that activation or upsell on that point in that point of time. And that's where we see this communication channel, which everybody uses, is pretty fond of, and pretty much ease of use is there. But this conversational AI is something that put it all together. So you are interested in something, talking to a technician who you believe, who you know is an expert. He tells you need this or that. And when I send you to the web shop or to the shop or give you a phone from a colleague, no, it's mostly it's up to me. But if I go, okay, give me your number, I'll start up a chat, you'll get everything done with the prices and everything. I don't know about that. The customer is already convinced, and this conversational AI is something to finish the transaction, right? And when you do that, you're halfway there, and everything else with connecting the OSS and BSS through that application is just fine tuning, and you can do everything as you see in the video with billing and even the provisioning part. So ease of use, supply and demand, and connecting them together to get first time resolution as soon as possible, and most important, easily for the customer.
Okay, that's a good introduction to another question. Thanks, Slobodan. Bernard, we saw the video. It looks seamless. It looks easy. It looks like it really does add value. We, on the other hand, know that telco IT environment is kind of famously complex, and plenty of legacy systems, OSS, BSS. What does it take to integrate this type of a solution seamlessly to get this type of a result that Slobodan at the end of the day is talking about?
Yeah, it's smooth like butter. Yeah,
Yes,
we saw like that. But everyone who's working in their life with telcos, they pretty much know that not they are complex, they are notoriously complex. This is a mix of most of legacy BSS, OSS systems. Is vendor specific. It's years of custom integration built into that environment, and to integrate such a new capability like this AI conversational, like we saw it in the video, it would take, if you go traditional way, it would take months or even years to integrate in this kind of landscape. So we had only 2 months, but we were able to do it in 4 to 5 weeks to integrate all of our partners to demonstrate this specific use case, this technician as a salesman. And it requires something. We must do something. First, we have to go with this API first approach, because we have to do our own thing in parallel. And the only way to do it is to have a standardized API. That's why we go with the TMF Open API, these standard things. And we managed to integrate 4 different BSS OSS partners and 3 CSPs in one use case, and only 4 to 5 weeks. So it's weeks, it's not months. If you have a BSS OSS transformational project, it's months, it's years. We are talking about weeks when you come up with some kind of added value. Then you must have some kind of pre-integrated modular OSS components like we have in our GDI Ensemble portfolio that enables you to give this value quick and to integrate with something new like this AI very, very quickly in this environment. And then at the end, we are hiding all of this complexity like activation, composition, feasibility checks, all of giving the right product offering to the customer. We are hiding everything behind the scenes and pushing only the information that the technician and the customer who is engaged in this conversation then need to know at that specific moment. So we are stripping down everything else, so it's very streamlined, very easy for them. And at the end, I just want to emphasize, we did this use case technician and a salesman, but this is a showcase of what this conversational AI and the platform they can do. So we demonstrate how this rather complex process, these technicians and salesmen that involves many BSS OSS systems, can be stripped down in an elegant solution, and we can move this idea to hundreds of different use cases, like customer self-installation, self-onboarding, gathering customers, like Slobodan said, when the technicians are rolling out the network on the field, why not collecting there already when the technician is on the field, and so on.
So it's about positioning technology in the right context. So when the context is right, give them tools to use the best out of it. So thank you, Bernard. Mirza, from the perspective of so this case was developed for the TM Forum Catalyst and obviously we are partners here working together on this. From that perspective, how would you say partnership-driven approach accelerates innovation? How does it simplify things for telcos and what Slobodan and Bernard already mentioned?
So emphasizing on what Slobodan and Bernard mentioned in their discussion, we started from like brainstorming the idea how to innovate here and bring more values to the telecoms. And we, through the Telecom Management Forum, we managed to gather all together into the Catalyst Innovation Program last year, where we brought like in one place really exceptional expertise, I would say, in like telco services provisioning, OSS, BSS, API integrations, like, CRM, payments, and conversational AI platforms, where we partnered together with A1 GDI, but also Binom, Safaricom from Africa, Technotree, and us as an Infobip. And despite like many of us collaborating for the first time, we really brainstormed, designed, and successfully integrated all of these components into like market-ready solution within just like 3 to 4 weeks period of time. With using Telecom Management Forum API standards. So, like to summarize this, like combining combining exceptional global expertise of partners, various partners, and using like TM Forum standardization, we really accelerated our idea into some innovation and managed to transform idea to like really simplified and scalable market-ready solution in very short period of time. Anyone who is working with telecoms knows really well how complex systems we have like sitting in behind and supporting all of the communication happening with the services telecoms are providing.
Thank you, Mirza. Get back to you, Bernard. In terms of many catalysts leverage AI today, right? Everybody talks about AI, Gen AI. It's the name of the game. At least it was in 24. We'll see about where it ends up in 25. How is this different? Like, how is this innovation something that, how does it stand out in all of these Gen AI or AI powered ideas that we saw and we see every day in the environment?
Yeah, so you had to be there to believe it. So everyone is talking about this AI. They only talk about AI these days, and it's normal. It's a hype. I get that, but I have also questions. How many these real and down to earth use cases are actually making a difference? So we can put it everywhere, but what makes a difference? And as you said, I believe in the beginning, we have seen this AI already put in mostly in the BSS domain, like maybe chatbots, some kind of back office, maybe some kind of automation. And it's all good. It's all maybe saving some time. But do they fundamentally change how telcos operate, how they sell, what systems they need in order to send invoices, and to, I don't know, to give an offer to the customer? It's all the same systems, but now we put on top of this somehow this AI that somehow connects with this all systems. And we are trying now to move this into a specific field service operational, let's say, landscape environment that helps technicians not just to install. They are installing today using their application that they have, but they can now sell. They are not salesmen, but now they can sell. They can sell smarter. They can activate faster on the spot. And using this well-known, widely used platform, everyone knows how to use it. We are not using 4 applications to activate customer. We don't use web, self-care portal, this and that to activate. We have only one application. We engage the technician and the customer in one conversation, so it's interactive. And we're putting AI there where it matters. So we can speed up the process of ID scanning. So we introduced OCR, we introduced automatic CP, so equipment detection, just to be faster, to reduce the errors of the manual inputs and so on. So we put AI where we think it can help, not just to put it there because we need it to be very, very fancy. So it's not a pilot, it's a working solution. We made it in 4 to 5 weeks. And we are proving that it can be embedded into telecoms, these most complex revenue generating processes that they have today. So I believe it's a game changer.
Mirza, on the side of the revenue, we said, telecoms are pressured to bring new revenue to, and this is nothing new, to work on discovering new revenue streams. How would you position conversational AI to leverage it in this domain? How to use it to really create new revenue within this topic that we are discussing, and what Infobip is seeing, obviously, working with many telcos?
This is really important question, and thank you for this. If you are looking conversational AI, there are like, 2 folds of this. First fold is where like brands are maturing and transitioning from like one-way communication with their consumers into the conversational part. And second fold, what we've proven with this project is that we were enabling consumers to interact directly with OSS BSS services on the telco side. So actually, like here with conversational AI, we were not facilitating only transition of field service towards the revenue stream, so that they are like able to sell and conclude new services with the clients in the field, but also like enabling consumers of the telco that they are like, that we have everyone as a sales in the end. Like consumers can like, be it like new customers or existing ones, they can like click on some ad and enter in the conversational channel. They're like based on their like location and equipment they have, for which they can take a picture. They can get instantly like which additional premium services and functionalities are like available. They can like immediately in the one like digital chat application, they can click and like order that service. They can sign the agreement. They can activate it on their own, or they can book a field service technician to be like in the next available slot at their door to enable such if it's needed. Like using AI, definitely we can automatically identify opportunities of upselling and cross-selling at the consumer place, like based on like usage of their packages and functionalities from telco side, identifying some additional needs and like providing them with like really tailored and personalized like offer and functionalities they are like able to activate in a place. And looking telcos across Europe, where we have like more than 150 telcos, thousands of virtual operators and many more ISPs, we see like really big shift in the past 2 years, how all of them are like maturing and transitioning from like one-way communication with consumers towards the conversational part with their consumers.
Thank you, Mirza. We talk a lot about, and it matters a lot in terms of customer experience. So how consumers will interact, what kind of added value they will see, how this will differentiate a telco from any other telco. Slobodan, what about technicians? What's in it for technicians? how do you see, how it goes? The digital transformation is a lot about change management as well. What would you say would be a main motivation, or how do you see main motivation for technicians to adopt this type of a technology in the field?
Yeah. Well, the point is to make it easier for them,
Mm-hmm.
as we're trying to make it easier for the customer and for our technicians, for everybody involved in our own paths of whether it's installation, troubleshooting, upsell, downsell, the activation, whichever task the technician has. He encounters the customers, and he encounters new challenges, right? For something he has never been connected to before. So when we're talking about some knowledge base or some additional possibility for him to do, like we're not talking about this sales potential. Nobody wants another app in these days. Everybody's like, you should get this app, and then you have this. You should go to this SharePoint, there you have this. You should go to this web shop, you have this. But we are trying to do here, no, it's the one place to go. One thing to do, and it's not exclusive. What Mirza said, our main idea was going from this technician salesman to anybody a salesman, right? There's one point of looking at it, right? Anybody can be a salesman. These OSS and BSS systems that Bernard said are very complex, but do they need to be for the end customer or for the end user or for the technician who knows his job, who is doing it perfectly, and for the customer who knows what he wants but doesn't need to know our own CRM, and for the technician who doesn't have to go through 10 days education for using one system that where he needs to click 10 times. We can try to make it easier for the people, and that's the niche part for me. When you make it easier for the people use it, and when they see the ease of it and see the benefit from first hand, and going from face-to-face conversation and overall to the conversational AI, then you start to build up a brand. Oh, you see, I got a service through couple of messages via WhatsApp. Everything was as it said. No, there was no lies, but I got it from a technician who's really doing it, so I have faith in him. So going from this face-to-face to conversational AI, putting it together and not complicating it. People will use it if it's not complicated, and at the end of the day, why will people be buying the product, using the service? Because of the benefits, right? The technicians, so we wanted to have the commissions for it. Customers wanted to have the best offers. The win-win situation. We're trying to go into that direction and to see what's the best scenario for each side involved, without making it complicated for them and install 10 apps and having 10 permissions and double checking on your phone, etc., etc. No, you have one side, and it's as it is, no lies, and just plain customer experience as its finest.
It's amazing how really how you can see this win-win that you just mentioned in one single case. It's like, and it's only one case, but it's when you see both sides of the coin, like from the one side, you are addressing a customer and that context they are in, and their needs and whatever, and it's immediate, it's now, it's there live, and in the very same time, you are giving a technician a seamless experience as well on the other end, and this notion of nobody wants another app is something that we've been seeing obviously throughout our engagements with different customers in Infobip as well. So that's why, and I think you made it very clear in terms of what value proposition is there when it comes to conversational AI within one thread, one channel, human-like conversation without many multiple apps, many permissions, many going back and forth. So thank you for that. When it comes to, let me ask you one more question. You keep mentioning that there are more, Bernard, than you as well, that there are so the OSS spectrum is big. So this is just one use case that we are starting with, that turned from a need into an innovation that works. And now, where else, when you would need now to implement this in 2 or 3 more use cases within the OSS spectrum, where do you see, Slobodan, some low-hanging fruits or some opportunities besides the technician as a salesman?
Yeah, from the top of my mind, while looking at telecommunication from the fixed side, where we have a lot of obstacles that are not visible on the mobile side, where we have to go inside the buildings. Now we have to give a permit. Have to get a permission to put our own boxes and the installations within inside. But it's complex. You need to send somebody on the field, to get all the signatures. Well, that could be done over something like this. You can save a lot of time for somebody to do something much smarter and easier to ease of access for the customers. You want fiber in your building, great. We need signatures from 50% of you. It can be done through this. People need to know that. People need to be able to do that and to go onwards with it, right? And whichever way you go, from the lead generation, when somebody is interested, and go to the customers, right? It doesn't have to be technicians, okay? It can be customers. The customers, you and I are talking, we both have our fixed and mobile connections. I'm operator, you are on one side, I'm on the other. You ask me, so what's your experience? I'm like, mine is great. My bills are not large. I have great speed. Everything is great. How about you? No, mine is awful. How I might go over to you. Oh, look, I'll just forward something to you. You can come over to my Telecom, and it can be done in a matter of minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's where you have the benefit as a customer, that you might get a commission, you might get your friend to have a better experience as you. But on the other hand, the new customer, he has trust in his friend and also has a better experience.
Thanks, Slobodan. Bernard, when it comes to expanding and scaling and moving from one use case to the, let's call it digital transformation, however we define it, what would you say needs to be taken into consideration from that system and technical preparation or maturity perspective in order to really transform this field service across the OSS, so moving beyond one use case?
Yeah, so as we said, OSS is very large. Field operations services is only one part of the OSS, and transforming this field service is not just about adding this AI or this automation, but it's about making sure that it works with this complex, and it's always a multi-vendor OSS, BSS ecosystem that already exists in telco. So when we come inside, you will always see that it's a brownfield. It's always a brownfield. There are legacy and tons of different integrations, different protocols. So when we are talking from the technological perspective. So when we are talking about also this human touch, let's say you have to have this technician adoption. So they have to use it. They want to, you somehow have to incentivize them to use this, because sales is not their job. So this AI has to assist them. It shouldn't overwhelm them. So we have to track, we have to have technical capability to track all of this, to incentivize them and so on. So this is, let's say, one of the aspects. It has to be API driven. It has to have this standardized API, because if you do the integration bad at the beginning, then almost every time a whole project comes to the full stop. So the integration has to be well done. Then you have to use, as I said already, as much as possible these pre-integrated components, if you have it. So that's why in this specific case, we have guys from Binom, they provide us the ESB solution. We came with our GD Ensemble portfolio with many modules, service inventory, resource inventory, workforce management, so on. And then we were able to connect them and stitch them using these open APIs very, very quickly. It was not walk in a park, but we made it and make it, let's say, easy and seamless, like you said at the beginning. It's not yes, and it's not an almighty technology, I would say.
Okay.
Also, we didn't go with this full OSS, BSS integration, all the use cases, rather with this small and focused approach where we somehow prepare it in this such short time. So when you come up, let's say, when you come up with some kind of a new marketing campaign, do you really have the time to wait, I don't know, 6 months for the BSS, OSS, IT guys to prepare your entire stack to be able to support this new campaign? Or you would rather have a use case that's ready made in 2 weeks and you can go to the field tomorrow? Understand? That's the power of it. You cannot cover everything, but you can cover a specific thing very fast.
Thank you, Bernard. Let me add to that or ask Mirza. So when we talk about, so we've been one of the Infobip is one of the stakeholders in digital transformation, and we've been working with many enterprises on helping them. As Bernard said, not take all at once, and understand maybe how to start, where to start, and how to scale. How can we simplify this transformation process for decision makers in these types of enterprises? How can we? Is that phased approaches, pilot programs? How do we, from the business perspective, make sure that this goes step by step, adding value in each step, and then expanding when we are ready?
So this is also one of the important areas in this transformation. We need to have on mind that we are not digitalizing in this case field service to conversational, just providing going from paper to digital technologies. They already are using some form of applications and digital technologies in their scope of work, but we are also changing the scope of their work, not only on technology side, but scope, what they were doing until today. They were just implementing and enabling service. Tomorrow they will be in the shoes to sign agreements, and also charge the clients with payment application on site. So here, when we are looking how these transformational projects are going not to disrupt services across various operational areas, we really need to look into the several strategic approaches. First and foremost, I will emphasize here training and support. In cases like this, we are able to incorporate generative AI as a key component of our solution. So we can fully enhance and training and provide better and faster onboarding for the employees. So this is key element that they get right onboarding and right knowledge when it comes different processes that they are going to do and different jobs that they are going to do. But also what are important strategies is approaching implementation with phased rollout of the use cases on a gradual way rather than all at one, which is helping companies to have smoother transitions, reducing the risks of widespread disruptions, and also monitoring how this implementation is ongoing. And most importantly, also in these strategies is piloting, before going to full scale implementation, is running pilot programs that can help test new initiatives, how they are working in controlled environment with the stakeholders with customers internally, but also externally. So and these programs are usually providing really valuable insights for the clients into potential challenges, and allowing companies to do fine tuning before some broader the deployment, and in the end constant monitoring and adjustments, continuously monitoring the progress of the transformation, identifying and addressing maybe some challenges internally and externally into the customer journeys, and also fine-tuning them to minimize disruption, but also increasing conversions and goals that company wanted to achieve with some services. And by adopting these strategies, organizations can simplify the transformation process while minimizing disruptions that can potentially arise from like such changes in the organization.
Thank you, Mirza. Yes, so we see that I would just kind of agree with. We see that it's actually critical, as Mirza said. It's critical to understand the pace and to understand the readiness to adopt new things. And as Bernard said, it's without adoption, we've done nothing, more or less. So without making sure that either technicians or front sales or whoever else uses this technology, it just doesn't serve its purpose. With this, we've come to the end or we've done the round of questions and discussions that we wanted to address in this LinkedIn Live. I would let me see okay, we don't have any particular questions in the chat. Thank you for all we have people from all around the world joining, which is really impressive. So thank you for listening. If anybody has any question, now is the time. Now is the time to ask live. So please feel free. One more thing to repeat. In the left corner, you will see the QR code. Please, if what we've discussed and all the 3 different perspectives that you just heard about, if they trigger interest, please leave the information here in the QR code. Let us know what's of your interest. Let's follow up if that's what you want. That's it, more or less. Thank you, Bernard, Slobodan, Mirza. Thank you for this discussion. Thank you for sharing your expertise. And hopefully we will see many more successful use cases in the OSS spectrum coming up soon. Thank you, everybody, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Anna.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.